Welcome to an overview of therapeutic communication. Let's start first by talking about empowerment. What is empowerment? On the individual level, all community health workers work in collaboration with their clients as they serve, recognizing participants' strengths as well as their needs and encouraging and supporting them to take action and advocate for themselves. So it is building up our clients. So why would we want to do this? There's a quote from Malala that says, "I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard." So part of working as a CHW is empowering our clients and giving them voice in settings that they may not always feel comfortable. But in general, we want our participant and clients to be able to identify their goals and take steps to work towards those goals. We want our participants to have self-efficacy, the belief and confidence in themselves that they're able to make changes. We want our participants to have more knowledge about and a greater confidence in navigating the healthcare system. It doesn't necessarily mean they will completely understand how healthcare works, just that they will have an idea and know what questions to ask and who to ask. We want our clients to be able to find and access resources in their communities on their own and share that knowledge and experience with their friends, their family, their community members. We want our participants and our clients to be able to be engaged in their health, to ask questions and make decisions to better their health. We want our clients to feel capable and positive. Because we want to empower our clients, as community health workers, we will use what is called a strength-based approach. A strength-based approach does not ignore people's problems or challenges. Instead, it seeks to activate that person's assets and resources to address those problems and challenges. So as I said, it does not ignore problems. It focuses rather on the client and on that person rather than their problems. And it seeks to help them identify and activate the assets and resources that are in their life already. For example, some personal qualities that they might have, such as their determination and their resilience, as well as other talents and skills that they might have. Additionally, they have a network of support. Hopefully that's a strong one, and if not, as a community health worker, maybe you can help build that. This can include family members and friends. And then finally, their connection to external resources, such as community programs. A strength-based approach focuses on the person rather than the problem. It works with the individual to focus on their hopes for the future, and it identifies options and action steps. So part of using that then brings us to therapeutic communication. So when we are talking about therapeutic communication, we're talking about communication where we're sharing ideas and feelings that are related to the healing of disease. Now, as a community health worker, some of your interactions may not always focus around disease, but keep in mind that your conversation and your communication with them is aiming to enhance their comfort, enhance their safety, their trust, their health, and their well-being. When you communicate therapeutically with someone, you are able to share your ideas and feelings and thoughts in a way that is healing. Our goal is to empathetically meet our clients where they are with the goal of enhancing their life, enhancing their comfort, safety, trust, health, all of these things we've already talked about. Empowering them to utilize their strengths and take action to advocate for themselves with the grand vision of it having a snowball effect in their community, where they're able to provide this same level of support to others because of their experience working with the CHW. So before we dive a little deeper into what therapeutic communication looks like, let's take a moment to define some related terms and concepts. The first I want to cover is trust. Charles Feltman writes in his book, The Thin Book of Trust, "When you trust someone, what you make vulnerable can range from concrete things So what is trust? Trust is choosing to risk something you value vulnerable to another person's action. Charles Feltman writes in his book, The Thin Book of Trust, "When you trust someone, what you make vulnerable can range from concrete things such as money, a job, promotions, or a particular goal, to less tangible things like your good name or even your sense of happiness and well-being. Whatever you choose to make vulnerable to another's actions, you do so because you believe their actions will support it, or at the very least not harm it. This means that when a client shares something with the community health worker, they believe you will not harm them, that you are trying to help. Next, let's talk about distrust, which is the opposite of trust. It is deciding that what is important to me is not safe with this person in this situation, or potentially in any situation. Using Charles Feltman's definition of distrust, obviously, as community health workers, we want to avoid or address any distrust in our relationship. Remember, though, that a client can distrust you for a variety of reasons, and some of them may be beyond your control. As a CHW, you want to address situations or something that happens that erodes that trust, and then continue to prove through your actions that your client's information is safe with you. And finally, rapport. So rapport is a close and harmonious relationship in which the people or groups concerned understand each other's feelings or ideas and communicate well. Establishing trust and developing rapport can take time, but in general, they're secured through therapeutic communication. One of the ways that we develop that is by using empathy. Brené Brown says that in order to empathize with someone's experiences, you must be willing to believe them as they see it, and not how you imagine their experience to be. So Oxford Dictionary defines empathy as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So it's not just that you hear what they're saying, but it's that you believe their experience, not how you imagine it, or not even necessarily how you might have felt in a similar situation, but how they experienced it. So why is therapeutic communication important? Simply put, people want to feel understood and heard by those around them. Therapeutic communication can help us build rapport and trust, makes people feel comfortable, understood, and valid, and it makes our clients more likely to adhere to advice or requests from them. Thank you for joining us.